Once the king of adventure, is the GoPro action camera on the decline? And can they save their potentially failing business as competition in the market really heats up? For those of you new to the channel, I'm Anton, a power engineer, industrial mechanic, and a Red Seal electrician. We cover all kinds of products and topics in an approachable way for the average everyday person. I'm glad you found us. Hello there, adventure seekers, and welcome back to Gears and Tech. We dive into the coolest gadgets and talk about trends in the marketplace, as well as explore really cool new products. And one thing that we've had a really fond place in our hearts for is the action camera segment. Now that's mostly because we've actually built this channel using action cameras such as the GoPro. Now, we used the GoPro Hero 8 for a long time. We've done the 10, 11, 12, 13, but we've recently transitioned to the Insta360 product line. And there's a lot of good reasons for that. And I think that a lot of other people are starting to come across the same reasons that we did. But before we can talk into where we go from here, we need to kind of back up a little bit. All the way back to 2002. A guy by the name of Nick Woodman was an avid surfer. He was looking for ways to capture a lot of his really cool surf tricks. Now, any of you who were alive in 2002, you may remember what the action camera space looked like. Pretty much nothing is what it looked like, actually. And as a tech enthusiast, even back then, I can remember going out snowboarding and really wanting to embrace the digital camera world, and the tech was not good. It was not pretty at all. But the surfers had it even worse. You see, back then, they still were carting around giant cameras that they'd have to go on their shoulder. They'd have these waterproof housings that they'd have to put them in. It was messy and it was gross. And a lot of people that were surfing photographers were putting their life at risk trying to get some of the sweet shots that we've seen throughout history. So Nick was looking for a more convenient way to capture his surfing adventures. That's when the original GoPro prototypes started to get made. And he wasn't looking to build a company, he was just looking for ways for him and his friends to capture their surfing footage. Well, it turned out they were onto something big. He turned it into a brand worth over $100 million, many more than $100 million. Some of us who remember the original iterations of the GoPro, it was pretty basic. There was no screen. There was no real way to know what you were doing. You really just pointed it in the direction, hit record, and hoped you got something. Now they've developed a lot further since then into the current versions that we have today. But over that time, many other brands have actually started to mimic and or duplicate the success of the GoPro brand to the point that GoPro may have lost their footing a little bit. Now these little cameras, I mean, they got really popular quite quickly because, especially in the action segment, because they were so small. They could fit in places where traditional cameras just wouldn't fit otherwise. Add to that the rise of extreme sports. We're talking BMX, skateboarding, dirt biking, mountain biking, rally, car racing, pretty much anything that had kind of a high risk factor to it. You couldn't really get cameramen in close to that action. But these tiny little GoPro cameras, they could be put in places where a cameraman just couldn't be. So in a lot of ways, GoPro didn't just make a camera, they opened the door for a whole culture. Now here's the reality. GoPro's stock has been falling. It's fallen a lot recently. And this is quite serious. So what's going on? Well, GoPro's been attacked on 4 main fronts, and we want to review those now before we talk about kind of the future and the alternatives, which we're going to get there. The first front is direct competition. With brands like DJI and Insta360 hitting the market, they've really eroded the market share of the GoPro brand. Not only that, there's a ton of knockoffs and low-spec action cameras, and we've even reviewed a few on this channel already. Many of these look almost identical to the GoPro and are lacking other features, but most of the features, a lot of consumers don't really understand what they're giving up. So to get something at significantly price advantage or much cheaper versus the GoPro brand has really eroded some of the potential customers that GoPro enjoyed in the past. Let's not forget the innovators and disruptors. You see, GoPro was the first brand with the action camera, but they certainly aren't the only ones. And a lot of these other brands have started to explore other areas where GoPro just didn't feel like they needed to. For example, Insta360 with the Go line of cameras, which are so small that people have found even more innovative places for them to use those cameras. A lot of us have seen them strapped onto like a cat or a dog or in other places where you wouldn't really expect it. Now these are ultra compact cameras, so they're even smaller than an actual GoPro. They were able to go back to what made the original GoPro so great. No screen, good battery life, and a super wide angle lens to just capture anything and everything and then check the footage out later. Let's not forget ultra compact devices like the DJI Osmo Pocket line. These are great for vloggers or people that are on the go and want to film with high quality stabilized footage. Now, many of you might think that that would be the camera that we use for this channel, but that's not the case. I will reveal what we use shortly, but first we need to talk about the Insta360 360 product line of cameras. Now we have used 360 cameras on this channel before, including GoPro and including Insta360. Now currently we've got this guy here, which is the Insta360 version 4, X4, Insta360 X4. Now this is our primary out on the go action camera. A lot of great reasons for that. And we even dropped the GoPro camera to get this guy. Why, you might ask? Well, we cover it in much greater detail in our other video, but the short answer is the specs versus price versus what you get makes this a really, really great camera. Now, I am not affiliated with Insta360 brand in any way. In fact, I've asked them multiple times, would you like to sponsor one of our videos? And they say, who the heck are you? Gears and Tech, we don't even know. Like, we're used to dealing with Linus Tech Tips or Unbox Therapy or Mr. Who's the Boss, you know, the big guys, and you know, who are we? So we're stuck buying this gear by ourselves with our own money. So this is absolutely not a paid promotion. This is our actual own experience. Coming from someone who has really enjoyed the GoPro line, it's a shame that we've kind of transitioned away. Now we will cover the exact reasons why we did that towards the end of this video. And a lot of it will be more apparent as we get to point number 4 on our list. But first off, point number 3, smartphones. How many of us carry our smartphone everywhere? Well, the camera on the back of these smartphones has gotten so good that many of us just don't carry around another camera. There's no point. When we're going on vacation, our cell phones are fully waterproof. They make really handy slip-in waterproof cases and they get the job done. So why would we need to carry around an extra camera for what? It's just so easy and so convenient, and the picture quality really, I mean, it's not bad anymore. The pictures are actually quite good from our cell phone cameras anyway. And the number 4 point is device problems and stagnation. Now, this was the thing that killed us. Like I said, we had the Hero 8 Black Edition that we used to launch this YouTube channel, and it worked flawlessly. So when the Hero 9 came out, obviously we wanted to up our game. Who wouldn't want all of the great new features that the Hero 9 offered? We got the Hero 9 and we were met with problem after problem. The biggest problem we had was overheating. The device just got hot way too fast, way too quickly, and it stalled production. We would be out on scene filming a video, it would overheat, and it would take 30 to 45 minutes to cool off enough that we could continue filming. Now, the solution to this was actually to get 2 cameras. Once one overheated, we would let it cool off while we kept filming with the other. But that wasn't a sustainable solution. It held on long enough until the Hero 10 came out, which surely they would have fixed the overheating problem. Not quite the case. We got a Hero 10, still the same overheating problem. Those of you with the 11, the 12, the 13, the 14, the 17, the 20, you know about overheating because they still overheat. In fact, we ditched all of those and went right back to the Hero 8 product line because it was so rock solid. And we used that right up until recently when we switched to the Insta360 Ace Pro model line. Now, why did we switch to the Ace Pro? Well, again, we did a whole video that outlined exactly why we upgraded from the Hero 8 to the Ace Pro. But the short answer is, quite simply, the Ace Pro films in 8K. Now that's important because we actually release our videos in 4K. Filming in 8K allows us to actually have an extra bit of video fidelity so that we can zoom in and crop and kind of manipulate the image and still retain the 4K picture quality. The Hero 8 only films in 4K, which if I get my editor to pan back, you can see how wide of a view we actually start with, and then we narrow it right up so you guys can see me. We have filming in 8K, it allows us to zoom in on the tiniest detail and still maintain some pretty good image quality. So that was our main reason for switching. But we looked at upgrading to the latest GoPro, and we were just, having been burned by the overheating problem, I really didn't want to get back to it. And the Ace Pro has been solid. It has never overheated on me. That leaves you with the question, can GoPro bounce back, and what's their path forward from here? Do you think that they're just being too cautious? Like they just have been so slow to adapt? After all, the GoPro Hero Max is like 5 years old now, and they're only recently replacing that with their new 360 camera. Is this a case of the market just changing too quickly? There's so much competition from so many other brands that even if each brand only has one solid flagship camera, it still outperforms the GoPro camera, and they've kind of watered down their offerings. Add to that more and more 360 cameras hitting the market and higher spec cameras with bigger lenses that just provide such better image quality. GoPro truly is lagging behind in a lot of areas. With endless options out there, it might be time for you to pick up the perfect camera. Now, what do we recommend? Obviously, we don't recommend the Hero product line. I can't right now, and it's not because I'm just reading reviews about how crappy they are. Been there, done that. When it's time to trust your footage to a brand that will actually get the footage right the first time, I have to say the Insta360 product line has been really solid for us for the last couple of years in launching this YouTube channel. And you gotta say, if it's good enough to launch a small little YouTube channel, it's probably good enough for you. Now, there are a lot of product lines that you can get in the Insta3 product series. Obviously, we talked about the X4, the X5's out now, and the X6 is coming soon, or it could even be out by now, who knows? And the Insta360 Ace Pro and Ace Pro 2, definitely solid contenders. Don't forget, DJI makes a lot of cameras. They've been in the camera scene for a long time and in the drone scene, so they know photography, and they've got a lot of exciting new products out now. Obviously, the Insta360 product line is the ones that we've stuck with, mostly for studio filming and 360 cameras on the go, and all of their most recent products are just as good. So you can't go wrong with pretty much any of the Insta360 products. But don't forget about DJI. They've been creating drones and aerial photography equipment for quite a long time. They know quality. And all of their more recent offerings are really designed at a price point that's attractive with quality that seems to be right there with the Insta360. So currently it's really that GoPro line that's suffering the most as far as we can tell. If you are interested in any of the products that we've talked about in this video, I'll put links in the description for kind of the setup that we use. And don't forget, we've got a lot more information on our videos where we talk specifically about which camera we use and how we set up for our studio setup and our on-the-go setup. All of that information is available on this channel already. Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. I would love to hear your experiences as well using any of the product lines that we've talked about and or the GoPro line. Has GoPro turned around? Have they come back and maybe we should consider GoPro again? I really liked the GoPro software suite over the Insta360. I would love for GoPro to turn this around, but I want to hear what you guys think as well. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. You can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.